C-SPAN, your unfiltered view of government, created by cable in 1979.
Thank you, Brian. He mentioned that the important thing here is for the chamber to disclose its ownership interest,
and for you guys not to gang up on me. I think before I address that specifically, I'd like to just tell the quick story of how this came about. I'm a former, I guess, call myself a former reporter. I used to be a TV reporter. I did spend 4 months in D.C. as an intern at CNN, so I used to, I guess, be a real journalist in that way. But I own newspapers, some real small ones, in Champagne-Urbana, and when the chamber wanted to get into the business, they asked me for some advice, and we talked about the idea. And the concept was never to start a newspaper that had a tort reform agenda, and that's not what the Madison County Record is. What the Madison County Record is a newspaper that fills a void that was left by the mainstream media in Metro East, which is the Illinois side of the St. Louis metro area. There's been a remarkable increase in civil action, civil law action at the Madison County Courthouse. More asbestos cases than anywhere in the country, more class actions than anywhere in the country, and as a result, it's getting a lot of attention. The local media did not adjust its coverage to cover those huge issues. They just continued to cover criminal cases like it was like every other courthouse. And so when the chamber wanted to discuss a newspaper, what their issue was, and it's the same issue that we try to talk about, is that nobody knows what's happening at that courthouse. It's not that we want to convince every person in town that trial lawyers are bad and that business is great. It's that when a woman sues Walgreens and Sunbeam for $435,000 because her heating pad burned her husband's behind, and it should have had an automatic off switch. I don't care what your position is on that, but that's news. That's interesting in a small town like Edwardsville, and no one was covering it. We do. We cover every case that's over $50,000, and we don't make a judgment. We just put the story up with the facts and the complaint. If anything, it's probably biased in favor of the plaintiff, and people take it from there. So in terms of what we were trying to do, that's what it was, and I have an agreement with the chamber where I make the decisions, and I don't talk to them, and they really realistically wouldn't know what to tell me if we were to have the conversation about what our story ideas are and so on and so forth. We're on the ground. We cover cases that happen there. And in terms of our disclosure, probably my idea, but I felt that out of the gate, it didn't make sense for us to come out and say, you know what, we're a Chamber of Commerce publication, and we're pushing their agenda. So everything that we publish, you should take it with a grain of salt, because that was ridiculous. I knew that we were going to be fair and objective because I was in charge of it. And we decided that several months in, after people had a chance to judge us based on what we did, that we would tell people about it, and that's exactly what we did. A chamber official told Jeff Birnbaum about it. He did not uncover it, and actually it had already been published in another publication. So that's how it played out, and I think it's fine. The people of Madison County like the paper, and they don't seem to have a problem with who owns it because they know what we write is factual, and they trust it.